Can you imagine being part of the 5% of people in the world who risk their lives to become a professional bodybuilder and push their physique to the limit? Rich Piana was one of them, someone who gave everything for bodybuilding, even his life. In this video, you will learn how this man known on social media came to his tragic end despite knowing that he was on the wrong path. Before you start, don't forget to subscribe to Bodybuilding World to discover more amazing stories like Rich's. Richard Eugene Piana, better known to everyone as Rich Piana, was born in Glendale, in the state of California on September 26, 1970. Son of an Armenian mother and an Italian father, California was the perfect place to fulfill his desire for bodybuilding that awakened him at the age of 6. He loved it so much as a child that he accompanied his mother to the gym to watch her and other athletes train for bodybuilding competitions. At the age of 11, young Rich began lifting weights, and by the time he was 15, he was competing in bodybuilding contests. To do this, he had a system for maintaining his muscles with intense muscle-building routines, 9 meals a day, and large amounts of protein shakes. By the age of 18, Rich Piana already had several titles, including the IFBB Mr. Teen California in 1989. But what surprised everyone the most was that he had already started heavily on steroids, combining testosterone, a male sex hormone with anabolic effect, and nandrolone. The results were remarkable. What stood out most about his 289 pounds physique were his arms, which measured 24 inches. For this, Rich did very intense workouts, always preferring high ranges of repetitions per set. In addition, he was always a defender of pulleys and machines rather than free weights. Rich's philosophy was clearly to be different from others, and that was evident in his long arm workouts. There are videos where you can see him training his arms for 8 full hours, clarifying that this is for people who want to go to the extreme. When he did this crazy thing for many, he drank a total of 16 protein shakes that had sugars, proteins, and carbohydrates for 8 long hours. After this, he took 2 days off from exercise. If you are interested in the life and history of Rich Piana, do not forget to subscribe for more stories of bodybuilders. Let's continue with Rich. All of this can be seen on social media, where he shared his routine and workouts inspiring other people. On YouTube, Rich had over 1 million subscribers, and on Instagram, he stayed there just over 1 million. Despite having so many fans, Rich received numerous criticisms for his honest videos, where he spoke very calmly about his steroid use. He remained true to his quest to educate people about the positive and potentially negative aspects of the bodybuilding lifestyle, and Rich really abused them. In a 2014 YouTube video, Rich said that he has been using steroids for 25 years. That is, since he was 18 years old. However, he said that he knew that these substances were harming him, but it was part of the risk he had to take to be a great bodybuilder. Among the steroids he consumed were trenbolone, growth hormone, and insulin. Even though Rich always argued that it was better to stay natural, to be successful, he had to consume them. Something surprising was that he consumed 20 units per day of growth hormone, spending up to $8,000 per month on this. This was part of his 5% nutrition philosophy, which materialized in a supplement brand that he himself created in 2014 under the same name. That 5% of the name represented the 5% that only 5% of people in the world were willing to give everything, including risking their lives to fulfill their dream of competing at the highest levels of bodybuilding. With his great growth in networks and popularity, this business was very lucrative for Rich, in addition to selling clothing and delivering prepared foods. With these businesses, Rich became one of the most important bodybuilding personalities in the industry. Despite his efforts, he was unable to become a professional in the IFBB or win the best titles such as Mr. Olympia or the Arnold Classic. His greatest achievements were the Mr. California in 1998 and the National Physique Committee competitions in 2003 and 2009. With the fame he had gained, Rich jumped into the world of cinema. He has participated in numerous films, but without a doubt the most iconic was the one released in 2018 called Rich Piana Chronicles, a documentary that offers an in-depth look at Rich's life, from his beginnings in bodybuilding to his tragic death, exploring his intense workouts, his philosophy of life, and his impact on the fitness community. In addition, he participated in other documentaries such as Generation Iron, a series that sought to show the life and challenges of professional bodybuilders. Although great bodybuilders such as Schwarzenegger appeared, Rich Piana, with his charisma and unique personality, was one of the main protagonists. And then, with his surprising physique, he has made cameos in series such as Malcolm in the Middle, where he played the role of bodybuilder. And not just in the movies, he also invested his time in bodybuilding shows and commercials, as well as becoming a bodybuilding influencer on the internet. But it wasn't all roses for Rich. In 2017, the 284-pound 6 feet athlete had an episode that reflected that his health was not well. While getting a haircut, Rich fainted while getting a haircut at his home in Florida, crashing his head into the ground. His girlfriend, Jane Jansen, who was unable to perform CPR on him, called emergency services and Rich was taken to the hospital. Here, he remained in a coma for 2 weeks until the worst happened. On August 25, 2017, Rich passed away. Ultimately, his steroid addiction and his goal of gaining more muscle proved fatal. At just 46 years old, the bodybuilder's death shocked the entire fitness world. Reports revealed that the cause of his death was heart disease, which was already very advanced. The weight of his heart and liver was twice that of an average person, a product of substances such as insulin and other hormones that Rich had been consuming for 25 years of his bodybuilding life. By the time the police arrived at the home after the collapse, there were 20 bottles of testosterone and an unknown white powder, so experts did not rule out the use of other drugs either. Many believed that Rich was aware that his organs were enlarged due to the substances he had been taking. This tragedy had a very strong impact on the world of bodybuilding, as just a few days earlier, another famous American bodybuilder named Dallas McCarver died at his home in Florida due to choking on food. Although Rich had repeatedly warned about the risks associated with substance use, his death served as a shocking reminder that no one is safe from the destructive effects of such an extreme lifestyle. His straightforward honesty earned him respect, but his tragic outcome showed that despite warnings, the consequences of decisions are inevitable. He used to say, "Do whatever it takes," but he always stressed that this path to success comes with a high price. In conclusion, the death of Rich Piana left a profound impact on the fitness and bodybuilding community. His life, although controversial, left lessons about the extremes to which some people will go to achieve their physical goals. Rich was not only an example of dedication and honesty, but also a reminder of the risks associated with certain decisions in pursuit of a physical ideal. His legacy lives on in his fans, and in the message that we should value our health as much as our passion for success. If you have been impacted by Rich's story, don't forget to subscribe, and you can watch the following video that also hides a surprising story.